This, and I think we should not mince any words. This is a man-made disaster. We cannot call this an act of God. Everybody is saying that we should leave the fragile ecology of the Himalayas alone. We need to have another model of development for the Himalayas. All of us as environmentalists are told you are anti-development, anti-development. No, we are pro-development.
Prima facie, what does it seem to you? Is it a natural or is it a man-made disaster?
And I think we should not mince any words. This is a man-made disaster. We cannot call this an act of God. I've traveled through that area extensively. I've followed the river Ganga from source to sea over 6 to 7 months. And even in 2012, when I was doing this, there was destruction in that area. The destruction was coming from the mega dams, a cascade of hydropower dams, almost 70 of them that have been planned on the river Ganga and its tributaries. Now you may ask, what does dam building have to do with what has unfolded? Well, this is not the first time this has happened. It happened in 2013. It's now happened again in 2021. Time and again, we have been saying that the hydropower dams, what happens in a dam? When you construct tunnels, there's lots of debris which are created. What I consider as Himalayan tsunami 2021, what really happened was, okay, there was heavy snowfall, which again, scientists are studying. Was it due to a glacier breaking out from the Nanda Devi? Was there heavy snowfall? Even when there was heavy snowfall, what happened was that the river came with such full force that the two dams that were in the course of the river, they were full of debris because they basically broke through the powerhouse. This was of the Rishi Ganga hydel project and the Tapovan one. Two projects. I've actually been speaking to a number of scientists, ecologists, policymakers, geologists. Everybody is saying that we should leave the fragile ecology of the Himalayas alone. We need to have another model of development for the Himalayas. But if it was the scientific lobby that was deciding the projects that should come up in the Himalayas, things would be different. It is the contractor lobby which takes these decisions. I've spoken to a number of scientists, geologists, experts. Everybody was unequivocal that if we had followed a different model of development for the Himalayas, perhaps this tragedy would not be at the scale at which we are experiencing today. So even in 2013, this issue was raised that we have the best of technology for everything. We are a country that has been able to, avert any sort of disasters happening on our coastline. Why can't we do the same for our Himalayas? Why wasn't any disaster warning sent out that there is going to be heavy snowfall, there may be a GLOF event? For instance, a disaster warning could have been sent out. People could have been told to vacate the area. A series of protocols could have been followed, which were not followed. That is very clear. I think the problem is that our policymakers, as I've said, want to follow the contractor lobby. They don't want to listen to scientists. It's very obvious, and you don't need a scientist. You go and speak to the local people there. Everybody has been saying we don't need this kind of development. Regarding your question about the ecology of the mountains, okay, it can take one dam. It can take two dams, but 70 dams, a cascade of dams, the tunneling, it's actually a conglomeration of issues. It's also the widening of the roads for the Char Dham, tourism. So why can't we have it, say for instance, why can't we have tourism which is not high volume? Why can't we have it on a smaller scale? Let's respect the mountain ecology. Let's respect the mountain culture. And let's respect nature.
You have spoken about the 2014 Supreme Court order, where the Supreme Court said that there can't be any hydropower projects on the paraglacial parts of the Himalayas. But do you think that in the quest for Vikas or the quest for development, the current government or any government usually tends to exploit the loopholes in the law to say kind of defy or overlook even orders as important as from the Supreme Court?
So in 2014, the Ravi Chopra committee said unequivocally that we should not be having hydro dams in this region. I don't think they've even bothered to look at loopholes. They've just completely ignored the law. So why have such committees if we're not going to listen to them? If we only want to go on promoting large scale tunnels, mega construction projects, highways, 4-lane expressways, if that's our idea of development for the Himalayas, then tragically these events will continue to happen. All of us as environmentalists are told you are anti-development. No, we are pro-development. We're pro people's rights. We're pro local people being given access to natural resources. But that's not what is happening. The river and the water is coming to us in the cities. So I think we need to change our view on development. Some heads need to roll. Someone needs to be held accountable for what happened. You can't just say this is climate change, act of God. I mean, yes, to some extent it may be climate change, and scientists are not disputing that. But even science, climate change is now attributed to human-induced causes. So ultimately, yes, it's we who are responsible. So let's not keep calling these as natural disasters. Let's start by honestly admitting this is a man-made disaster, and we as human beings can fix it.